Hi team, it's me again. We're here at the sink and we're going to talk a little bit about cleaning up. All right, so at the end of class, the cleanup song will play and you all are going to need to clean up. And this sink area is going to be a little bit hectic. So I want to talk to you about a couple things. First thing is your brush. You can actually do a lot of cleaning on your brush while you're still at your seat. So instead of coming over here into this mess, you can actually use, and you can hear it here, you can use the wash basin side of your brush basin to clean your brush and then wipe it off with a paper towel and get your brush pretty clean at your seat. Your brush basins are always going to get hung back up on the hooks, not left here at the sink. The other way you can clean your brush is kind of doing like a palette / brush clean at the same time. So when you're done at the end of class, you might have some paint left over. And what stinks is that we can't put the paint back in the bottle. So we're going to have to clean it off the palette. And if you've got a lot of paint like I do here, we don't want that going down the drain. If you just got a little, like what you kind of see here for the orange, that's okay to go straight to the sink. But since I've got a lot of paint here, I'm going to go over to the trash can and I'm going to just tap this inside the trash can to try to get most of the extra paint out. And now it's time to clean this. Now there's a couple different ways to clean it. There's one way is by using the brush like this to clean it. And then the other is to use a sponge. The main thing about coming over here to the sinks is that I don't want you turning the sink like on full blast and then spraying this all over the place. Because just like when you're doing dishes at the sink, if you put a spoon under the water, it will splash up. And if this splashes up, the acrylic paint could go on you, or worse, your bestie. So I'm going to turn the water on just a little so it's not creating some sort of a rainstorm effect. And then I'm going to use my brush to just start cleaning. And I'm being pretty vigorous about this because there are probably people in line behind you. And you don't want to just stand here at the sink like this. My palette will eventually get clean. I have no sense of urgency. You don't want to do that because the people behind you are waiting. So if the brush is working, great, use it. If not, you can use a sponge and kind of go like this or go into each individual cup, all while you're under the water. And you can make the cleaning of the palette go pretty quick, which is what I want you to do. So once it gets fully clean, I'm going to rinse my sponge off. If the acrylic paint dries on the sponge, it will ruin the sponge. So I'm rinsing the sponge, squeezing it out, quickly rewashing my brush, and then these things all go back right where I got them. So my sponge goes back in the little sponge bin in the sink, my palette goes back in the palette bin, and then my brush, I'm going to style her hair so she looks super good. Hey girl. And I'm going to put her back into the same spot where I got her with the bristles up so she dries with a good hair day. Then my area is pretty clean. That is, I thought my area was clean until I got back to my seat. And I found this on my desk. So this is a problem. We can't leave this here because if it dries, it's really difficult to clean up later. So if you have your paper towel still, you can do like a little washy wash like this. However, that's not really cutting it. It's still leaving a mess here. So I'm going to take my sponge. I'm going to kind of wet it down with the soft side of the sponge. And then if there's a stuck on spot where I can't seem to get it with my regular sponge, I can go to the aggressive side of the sponge. And I can clean my desk like it's never been cleaned before. Or hopefully it's been cleaned like this a lot, actually. Forget I said that. Okay. The final thing you're going to do once your area is truly clean, your palette's put away, your brush basin's hanging elegantly beside the sink, you're going to take your work, set it on top of your folder, and then you're just going to leave it here at your desk to dry. I will graciously walk around and collect your stuff and tuck it into your folder, and it'll be waiting for you in your cubby next class.